everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I will do a soloist. We are going to do Chungha's video, and if you see me laughing like this, it's because my sister and I were talking before while I was setting up everything, and we were listening to a song by Pitbull that I can't tell you the title because it just doesn't make sense. But we were mentioning how you kind of need to know a little bit of English and Spanish and the in-betweens to understand what they're talking about, and you don't need to know about that. Anyway, in this reading, we are going to... Concentrate. So, for this individual reading, for those that do not know... Oh wait, I forgot to do my intro. Okay. Hello, welcome to Penguin Tarot. I am Barbara, and in this video, we're going to do Chungha's individual reading. I see my editor monkey in the background, just dying at the fact that I can't just do my intro. In this individual reading, for those of you that do not know, we're going to check 4 different sections. We're going to check her current energy, her career, her love life, and any healing messages that go through. And with all of that said, let's just jump into the reading before I mess it up again. So let's check what is Chungha's current energy like. Oh my god, my voice is just... I think I have my head up in the clouds, and that's why I can't concentrate, and I'm just saying things randomly. So the first cards that came up were the Six of Swords reversed and the Five of Pentacles. So to start off, when you have the Six of Swords, we're talking about... Okay, first of all, swords are all like our ideas, our thoughts, and any mental communication type of things, right? Because it's the air element. And when you have the Six of Swords, we're usually talking about the energy of someone that's leaving behind something difficult or challenging and moving towards something a lot calmer and relaxing a little bit, if you want to put it that way, right? So that transition, going from one place to another. But with this card reversed, I do feel that Chungha may be actually staying in that difficult part of her life. I don't think communication is necessarily the issue, but I do feel that she may have like a burden that she's carrying with her, and it's mentally exhausting her somehow. So I do feel that maybe this could be the potential of overthinking, or it could actually be like a physical situation that's putting her in an environment of anxiety or challenges or constantly clashing against her energy. So she's definitely in a situation that she can move on from, let's put it that way. And this is highly reinforced by the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles usually talks about someone that feels alone. Right here, you see the image. This woman right here is on her own, and the butterfly is like flying towards her. The Five of Pentacles shows and depicts this energy of someone that feels left out. They feel alone, or like they feel like this sense of burden, but it feels like someone that has to deal with difficulties and challenges on their own. That's how I'm combining it with the meaning of this card. Also, in the Five of Pentacles, it kind of shows that there's like an outer force that is ready to help this woman, right? However, this woman is so focused in her own issues and in her own solitude that she can't see the hope and faith that is out there. And when we're talking about pentacles, we're talking about things that are a bit more material. So it could be career, it could be work, it could be health, or it could even be any material money related things, right? So right now I can't say for sure, but maybe when we get to Chungha's career, we will see if that is the source of her difficulties and of her challenges. But with this butterfly, I do feel that there's a chance of transformation and change, but I do feel that currently Chungha is in an energy where she's not ready to move on from these difficulties, or she can't see the light at the end of the tunnel type of thing. So let's take out more cards and see how she's currently doing. But to me, that seems like a very clear message. We have the Three of Swords. So this continues reinforcing this energy of having a difficult path, because the Three of Swords, usually upright, means someone that is heartbroken or is going through a difficult moment, but usually heartbreak or something that exhausts someone emotionally, or someone that is, I mean, heartbroken can be it can happen for different reasons. But when you have this card reversed, usually based on the research I've done, it usually means that someone is not moving on from the heartache, is not moving on from those problems, and is staying in that energy of, I guess, that negative energy, and is not able to move on from those things. So I do feel that it just reinforces even more the energy that Chungha's currently in, which seems to be a little bit difficult. We have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups usually talks about a dream coming true, or some sort of feeling satisfied, or feeling like feeling satisfied and fulfilled. Usually when we talk about cups, we're talking about emotions, we're talking about spirituality and creativity. So I do feel that with it being reversed, it kind of shows that Chungha may not feel satisfied, or may feel like her dreams were not coming true, so she may have lost a little bit of faith and hope that things will get better, and hence the reason why she hasn't moved on from those from the difficulties in her life. So I do feel that this Nine of Cups is reversed because of that reason. She may have lost hope that things will get better. We have another 9. We have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands talks about someone that has their guard up. It is usually Usually, this card is depicted as someone that has 8 wands behind him, and 1 is being held by the person in the foreground. And the person's holding that wand almost, like the person's tired, so they can't even handle the weight of their own body, or it's kind of afraid or scared. So usually, to me, it symbolizes someone that has their guard up. It symbolizes someone that is ready to, is on the defensive, ready to fight if necessary. But with this Nine of Wands, as it's depicted in this deck specifically, to me, it feels like someone that's ready to go to war, or someone that's ready to fight. 9s are the number that is nearing completion, right? Is usually a number of solitude and isolation, as 9 in tarot. We have the Hermit in the Major Arcana, so it kind of symbolizes someone that has to go on their own and be a little bit more introspective and find enlightenment within themselves. So with this Nine of Wands and the depiction of this imagery, it feels like Chungha is like, despite losing a bit of faith that things will get better and all of that, she is ready to fight for those dreams to come true. So despite the Nine of Wands usually shows someone that is a bit defensive, or someone that is still carrying some sort of burden, but I do feel that with the depiction of this card specifically, it could show that she is still looking forward to taking action towards making her life better. So this is not all bad. Let's put it that way. So let's go on to the next cards that kind of fell with this Nine of Wands. We have the Moon. So right now Chungha has not seen things clearly yet, but in order for her, remember how I mentioned the Hermit? It just came up, but it's reversed. So she has 2 Major Arcana cards right here. The Moon usually talks about, it's Pisces energy, and it talks about someone that it's in the unknown. Things are still not clear. It's kind of like someone that's walking within a dark forest, and again, since it's dark, things are not clear. There's a lot of mystery going on and stuff like that. However, with this Moon card, there's a sign of like hope, if you want to put it that way. There's light right here, like there's little fairies among the mushrooms. Like it feels, what is it called? It feels like that it could be fireflies. or something that glows. And here you have this woman that has all of this like fairies around her, surrounding her, filled with light. And the moon is not a full moon or a new moon or anything. It's kind of growing. So it definitely feels like the energy of there is hope out there. So the fact that Chungha hasn't given up and she still has like this willingness to fight and this passion to continue moving forward kind of shows that there is hope, despite her not maybe, like, there's a chance that maybe Chungha doesn't even really know what direction she should take her life, or maybe there is something, it could be work related, we'll see when we get to her career, but there is something that definitely put like a wall or put her in stagnation somehow, or like threw her back somehow, and that's why she may have lost her sense of direction. She may have lost hope that things will get better, but not fully. Like, she may, it, you know, how should I put it, I guess it's of that energy where you don't trust in like the divine power, or that you feel like the odds are not in your favor. So it kind of feels like Chungha may have gone down the path of like, it is up to me to make those dreams come true, right? Like, maybe she may have stopped relying on other people, or relying on fate and destiny, and she's just leaning more towards seeing what she can actually physically do to make those dreams come true. And because of that, she may be focusing a lot more on her actions and what she can physically do, and ignoring the actual issue of her problems, as we have the Hermit reverse. The Hermit is a Virgo card, which is the opposite of Pisces. And the Hermit here, we're talking about an individual that it has to go through this moment of isolation to learn about themselves and figure themselves out and understand themselves better. The Hermit is a wise individual. It is someone that is learning through their own experiences and reflecting upon it to be enlightened and getting the wisdom necessary to apply it to their own life and be able to move forward with that new knowledge that the Hermit has gathered. So with it in reverse, I do feel that there's this sense of Chungha may be neglecting that, or she's not allowing herself to think things through accordingly, or she's not analyzing her experiences in a way that will benefit her. So she may have a lot of knowledge, but she hasn't turned it into wisdom fully. But I feel that this could be because there's still a lot of heartache that is clouding her judgment as to how this could be beneficial and helpful for her. And by that I mean beneficial in the sense of gathering the knowledge and the experiences needed to understand herself better, to understand the lessons that she's learning, and grow from there, if that makes sense. So I do feel that the Hermit is reversed because she's not doing the introspective work to grow. But again, she's not doing that because it feels like she's still going through a rough period. So she may be... the mental energy that she has is not one of analyzing, is the mental energy of overthinking and stagnation in a way. Okay, I'll put this one away. There were too many. So we have the Five of Cups reverse. I'll take this too because they're looking up at me. We have the Seven of Wands reverse. And the Hermit. The Hierophant, my bad. So the Five of Cups usually talks about someone that's being pessimistic, but with it being reversed, I do feel that Chungha may be trying to be positive about things. She is aware of the negativity that's going on. She's also aware of the positivity that is surrounding her, but she may not fully accept that things will get better, if that makes sense. I'm saying that because usually in the Five of Cups in traditional tarot, you will see a guy that's looking at the two cups that have fallen over. No, the three cups that have fallen over, but he can't see that behind him he has two cups upright. And those cups are supposed to show the positivity, right? So that's why I'm saying usually the Five of Cups symbolize someone that's in a bit of a pessimistic mood or view, has a pessimistic view on something. But with the depiction of this Five of Cups, it kind of feels like this person is seeing the positive side of things. There's a cup right here that is slowly making itself to shore. She is holding onto a bowl that has a fish in it, and it feels like this fairy gave it to her. And here we have the three bowls or something behind her. So all I'm saying is that with it in reverse, I kind of do feel that Chungha is aware of the good and the bad of the situation she's currently in, but that doesn't mean that it gives her hope, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it helps her get herself out of that situation. I do feel that she is seeing both sides, but not to its fullest extent. Or she, you know, those times when you know, but you don't know. So I do feel that Chungha is in that stage where she is aware of those sides, but she hasn't acknowledged them enough to fully understand them. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But the Five of Cups is right next to the Seven of Wands, and to me the Seven of Wands talks about facing your fears and, you know, confronting them somehow. But with it in reverse, I do feel like Chungha is avoiding them, which goes very well with the Six of Swords reverse and, you know, the Three of Swords reverse. And it kind of complements as well the Five of Pentacles. You know, she feels kind of alone, like she has to do it on her own, which I don't believe so. She can definitely ask for advice. She can definitely just connect to her higher self or her higher power if that's what she needs. If she needs to connect to herself, I mean, that will be very beneficial, because I do feel there's something she does not want to face. It seems like it is something she is afraid of facing, again, because it seems to carry, especially with that Three of Swords, it carries emotional baggage that is too much for her to handle at the moment, and because of that she prefers to not face those things that she fears. She may feel threatened by that thing that caused her to be in such turmoil. But we have the Hermit. Oh my god, I keep saying the Hermit, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is Taurus energy, slow and steady, persistent and stubborn energy. But here it looks like a tree. So I do feel that if she faces her fears, she will be wise and will be able to understand things a bit better. The Hierophant talks about a spiritual leader or a form of authority and tradition. So there's a sense of, I don't think so, but maybe if she breaks free of a conventional or traditional thought she has in mind, it will help her a little bit. Or if she were to ground herself and go back to the fundamentals or basics of something. I don't know what that could be, but if she had someone she admires or she has someone she relies on a lot, it could be a maternal figure, a paternal figure, or it could be a teacher of sorts. That person can definitely help her get some very good advice, because the Hierophant talks about someone that has that wisdom. It's usually a leader. It's usually someone that talks about spirituality, but again, this is not literally. It could be spirituality in the sense of like someone that it could be a motivational speaker, or it could be someone that just gives very good advice, and that is like an authority or a leader that Chungha looks up to or follows or something, right? So it doesn't even have to be anything religious. When we talk about spirituality, it's not necessarily religious. It's just someone that helps the soul and feeds it with good vibes, that type of thing. So I do feel that I'm saying that it's probably someone older than her, not necessarily, but someone that is very wise because of this tree. You know, to me, trees talk about stability. It talks about giving good energy in life in some way, shape, or form, and being able to protect people. You know, I'm thinking of the shade, so able to protect someone from the spotlight somehow. So yeah, let's take out a few more cards just to see how Chungha's doing. So we have the Ten of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is the energy, again, of someone that feels very burdened. It's someone that is reaching the end of their path. It's reaching the end of their journey, ending a cycle. When we're talking about wands, we're talking about action that's being taken, following your passions, and stuff along those lines. Here you can see how this woman is carrying this whole like town, village, or little city, however you want to put it. So it's, you know, carrying the burden and responsibilities of people that she may care about. It makes me feel of home, like so I do feel that maybe Chungha has been carrying a lot of responsibilities and baggage of people she cares about, or she knows that if she doesn't take care of those responsibilities, a lot of the people surrounding her will be affected by her actions. So I do feel that she's carrying a lot of weight on her shoulders. She has a lot of things that she cares about, and again, those responsibilities are becoming a burden to her. So this, usually the 10 of Wands talks about someone that needs to line up the burden, line up the load that they're taking. So she may be doing a little bit too much than she can handle at the moment. Like maybe at some point she was able to do all of that, but now she should consider taking a break or relaxing a little bit to bring herself back together. That's usually what the 10 of Wands talks about. You know, you're almost close to home, but there's still a lot that someone's carrying. Now we have the Queen of Wands. Why did I say the Queen of Wands? The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is the energy of someone that feels beautiful, someone that is intuitive, someone that is knowledgeable. Here we have turtles, and usually I don't think about this, but I do know that there's some places where turtles are a symbol of longevity. So there's a sense of living rich as in like variety, not rich as in money, life. So there's a sense of a lot of experiences, slow and steady. Again, slow and steady. I think that's what I got with the Hierophant. So I do feel there's a sense of maybe Chungha should currently consider taking some time off, in the sense of she may want to start doing things again, but she may not be in the right mind to fully focus on them, and because of that, that might not satisfy her if she's working on projects where she can't give her 100%. But this Queen of Cups usually talks about someone that is very intense, someone that is aware of their emotions and they know how to work with them. You know, this is like a little light surrounding the Queen. The Queen of Cups is usually the energy of an adult, which shows a level of maturity in that sense. Not fully wise, but definitely experienced. So I do feel that Chungha is aware of her emotions and she kind of knows how they work, but she hasn't reached the point where she fully understands how to work with them. That's usually how the court cards work. You have the Page, which is like baby energy. Then you have the Knight, which is like a teenager or an adult, or a child, so it's growing maturity. And then you have the Queen, that's like an adult. And then you have the King, that usually talks about someone that is like an old person that is fully aware of how things work. They know themselves and their environment, and they know how to they have mastered that skill, let's put it that way. So this Queen of Cups still has things to learn about. In this case, I do feel that Chungha is feeling her emotions very intensely. She's fully aware of them, she can see them, but she doesn't really know how to work with them. She hasn't learned the skill of using her emotions as a way to help her move forward with stronger vibes and that kind of thing, right? Right now, to her, her emotions are still a bit of a burden. She hasn't learned how to use that to her advantage and to be beneficial to her. She still sees it as something that gets on the way and doesn't allow her to think properly. So with all of that said, let's just jump into her career and let's see what pops up. So let's see, how is Chungha's career doing right now? We have Brilliance. That seems like a good card. Seems like things are going well. We have Friction. Okay, maybe not so well. Maybe it's not going as well as we thought. Ah! 3 cards just popped out of nowhere. We have Revolution. Oh. And Magnetism. So it seems like the friction that Chungha may be feeling or maybe going through is because there's a change that is about to happen. As we see right here, we have Revolution and Magnetism. So it kind of strikes me as Chungha may be attracting some sort of change, or she may be attracting people that are going to help her make something happen, something possible. When I saw the Brilliance card, I just saw, oh, Chungha's gonna do well, things are moving, things are, the wheels are turning. It made me think of that. And with Brilliance, it made me think, everything's well. But then we had Friction. I was like, okay, energies are clashing somehow. I wonder what's going on. So if you see this energy, you have this energy of people like looking that way, and then Friction's looking that other way. So if Chungha's going to go through a change or a transformation. There could be people that disagree with it or will go against whatever it is that she's going to go through. Or with the friction card, we're also potentially talking about obstacles and challenges that she will face during this transformation and change, because friction is an opposing force. Oh, look at me talking about physics. So friction is just an opposing force to, if you're moving one way, and it's like the opposing force that's slowly putting you to a stop. So I do feel that Chungha may be having some sort of, it could be a person that is kind of like holding her back from making her dreams come true. Well, not her dreams come true, but like a change. Or it could be that the change that Chungha's going through in her career is something that she may be afraid of, or is something that she's working on. You know, as people, we're working on things. We have our own hang-ups, we have our baggage and fears and all of that. So she could potentially be encountering those, and those are the obstacles slowing her down for her own brilliance and change in her career. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But with this magnetism, I do feel that there's people that are going to help her with this change, and there seems to be more baggage or weight on this side of the reading than on this one. So the friction does feel like it's a small force that is just going against whatever she's doing. So it could be small obstacles. I don't know what they are yet, but they're there for sure. But I do feel that there's success in her career. Okay, let me change it. So what is this friction about? We have fire, so Chungha could be a little bit impulsive with the actions that she's taking, or someone that when we're talking about fire, we're talking about passion. So one of the things that I'm getting is that if Chungha's doing something in her career, her doubts of, is this really my passion? Is this really what I want to do? Could be the things holding her back. So the questioning of the purity of her actions could be a reason of that. She could be overthinking a lot, so she may want to do a lot of things at once, and because of that there is friction, because like she's putting energy here and there and in this other place and this other place, and because of that it could make it difficult to laser that energy and move forward. Oh, I thought a card was gonna pop up. So with the revolution, we have Taurus energy. So this could be a food revolution. I'm joking. So with Taurus energy, when we're talking about revolution and magnetism, this feels like the energy of someone that is slowly making a change. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So we're talking about someone that is super, super stubborn and super slow. So what I mean by that is, when you have the earth element, earth is stable, so change happens gradually. With hard work and with time and effort, change happens. Earth signs are very grounded in their own energy, so it's kind of hard to just push them into change. Unlike fire signs, they'll jump into change. But also Taurus, it's a fixed sign. When we're talking about a fixed sign, we're talking about a sign that is very ingrained with what they believe in their values. So it's very difficult to change them from whatever it is that they have already centered their energy in. That's why when Taurus is being used in a healthy way, you can see someone that it's progressively and constantly being persistent to achieve their goals and make them true. However, if that energy is not manifested in a healthy way, this person can be very stubborn and relentless to not shake from their opinions despite being wrong or despite hurting them somehow, right? So there's like the two sides of the same coin. But all I'm getting is that through this revolution or this change that Chungha is going through, she is going at it very slowly and gradually. So I do feel that people are not gonna see it like right away. That change is going to happen over a certain period of time that could be a lot slower than people would expect something like that to take. So one last card. What is this brilliance about? We have Pisces energy. So I think the brilliance could be divine guidance. So in her career, she's still being blessed. The The Pisces energy feels like of someone that is able to adapt very quickly. It's a mutable sign. That's why Pisces is about water, so it's going with the flow. It's a very spiritual card as well, so I do feel that the gods, her spiritual team, the universe, fate, the divine power out there is definitely blessing her and making sure her career continues succeeding. So all I'm saying is that Chungha is protected and her career will be taken care of. Despite all of this change that's going through, she will be taken care of. She will be protected. So what's going on with Chungha's career though? We have full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. So we have double Taurus right here. When you have a full moon, we're talking about the ending of a cycle. So it does feel that Chungha is going through a change, but in order for that change to happen in a healthy way, she kind of has to ground herself a little bit better and figure out what are the little steps that will make her dream come true, rather than taking this whole change in one go. Is like, how can you gradually make that change happen? That seems to be a very clear path. What can she physically do to make that change happen? And we have new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. So with this new moon in Virgo, the new moon represents a new beginning, a new chapter in life. And with a time to give rather than take, I do feel that this is more... Every time I read that phrase, it doesn't really resonate with me. Like, it doesn't really make sense as to why it appears. But when I think of Virgo energy, I think of the self-care aspect. Now, I think that's because my 6th house is in Virgo, so I do feel that Virgo just embodies this energy of self-care, taking care of your health, taking care of your work, being organized, and being able to plan a healthy daily routine type of thing. So I do feel that that's kind of what this card represents, you know, being able to have this new beginning and being able to give to yourself, right? So I do feel that the phrase here doesn't fully fit with what's going on right now, but I do feel that because I don't think Chungha is in the energy to be given to other people, so I don't feel that when it says give, it's like her giving a part of herself. If anything, the way that I see how this could apply in her career is if Chungha needs some time off, or if she needs help making her projects happen, it's when it says a time to give, it feels like give some of the burden that she's carrying already, instead of being like, oh, I have to do all of these things. Like let's say she's like, oh, I need to write the song, I need to get someone to make that music, I need someone to this and that. Is like, be able to give all of that workload to somebody else and allow them to take care of that process and to take care of that project and make that project happen. So I do feel that there's this sense of her asking for help and giving that burden and that weight to other people. So what's going on with Chungha's career? We have the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles talks about an equal give and take relationship. So I do feel that Chungha may be giving too much of herself to her work, and because of that, she may not be in the energy to give more than she has already done, or she may not be accepting the benefits of the things that she gets from her career. So let's say that she works very hard and she has a very good reputation, and people will love to help her out if she needs it, but since she doesn't allow that help to go through, people can't actually step in and help her by giving her their support, time, and all of that, if that makes sense. So 6 of Pentacles equal give and take. Let's see, or fortune coming in or abundance coming in. She may not be allowing that fully, but it's definitely there. Definitely there. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. Chungha may find it very difficult right now in her work to stay focused somehow. So the Queen of Swords is Aquarius energy, another 5th sign. Aquarius is air element, so this is about communication, creativity, and being innovative. So I do feel that Chungha wants to do new things, especially because we have the Pisces card right here, you know, being this chameleon energy of doing new things, being innovative, pushing for trends and making their own trends, right? So I do feel that Chungha wants to do all of that, but she's not able to communicate those ideas very well, because I do feel that she may have her head up in the clouds. She may find it very difficult to center her energy, especially with what we saw right here. She may have her concentration and energy scatter all through different projects, different ideas, and because of that, it's hard to just make one of them happen successfully. So I do feel that that could be the reason why the Queen of Swords is reversed, because the Queen of Swords will talk about someone that's very clear with their ideas, with their beliefs, and it's someone that knows how to communicate effectively what it is that she desires and what it is that she believes in. So I do feel with it being reversed, Chungha may be struggling a little bit from the communication aspect, and I think her communication is lacking a little bit because she may be overthinking something that doesn't allow her to have the right judgment, or it doesn't allow her to have the clarity needed to communicate. What's going on with her career? So we have the king. We have the Knight of Pentacles reverse. So this is Virgo energy. This is baby energy of sorts. Not baby in the sense of like new, but it's definitely the energy of someone that is still working on developing their knowledge of the Pentacles energy. So Pentacles is earth. As you can see, we have two greens right here, which talks about the heart chakra. Green is all about that chakra, you know, doing what you love, doing what you're passionate about, finding your truth in the sense of what will satisfy her soul and her emotions, and all of that within herself. So with this Knight of Pentacles reverse, I do feel that Chungha may be over-analyzing something to the point of exhaustion. I do feel that there's a healthy amount of detail she can look at before it becomes too overcritical and too stagnant. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight of all of the tarot decks, of all of the knights in the tarot, because again, it's earth element. It's the only knight that I believe is completely still, and it's supposed to represent someone that is looking at their craft and analyzing it properly to the point of perfection almost. It's Virgo energy. So I do feel with it in reverse is that Chungha is taking in a way the negative aspects of this Virgo energy in the point of, instead of perfecting her craft to improve it, is reaching a point of perfection that ends up in being over analytical and self-critical. So it's not constructive criticism, it's destructive criticism, let's put it that way. So in other words, Chungha has been very hard on herself right now in her work, and I do feel that right now it could be a consequence of her overthinking. So what's going on about, let's ask about the friction in her career. Oh boy, oh boy. Let me put them away. What's going on with Chungha's career? What is this friction about? So we have the Five of Cups, the friction, her negativity, her pessimism. She doesn't have hope that things are gonna get better, and that's getting in the way of things getting better. No, she's pessimistic about. We have the Seven of Pentacles. What is she pessimistic about? She doesn't have the patience that things are gonna get better. That's why she's pessimistic, and she doesn't have the patience for things to get better. So if she needs time for healing, if she needs time to figure out how things are going to get better, or figure out how things are going to work out, she just doesn't have the patience for them to get better and to work out. So I do feel that could be the reason why the obstacle in her career is that she's slowing herself down, and she doesn't have the patience to actually work through that. Okay, last two cards for her career. We have the Ten of Swords reversed and the Ten of Pentacles. So this talks about endings. So the Ten of Swords reversed talks about overthinking to the point of death almost. Is someone that has too many thoughts, too many ideas that are almost killing someone from the inside out, right? So it's an unhealthy amount of overthinking. But with it being reversed, I think it hasn't reached the point of physically manifesting in Chungha's body, but it's definitely overtaking her mind. She's thinking too much. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. She may be, I think Chungha is in a decent enough place in her career because it's she's doing well. The Ten of Pentacles talks about someone that physically has good health, physically has good finances, and physically has a successful career to, you know, concentrate on. The Ten of Pentacles talks about heritage, legacies, and stuff along those lines. It is someone that has worked so hard in their life that they're able to see through the generations that they're able to support in their family, in the home that they carried. They're able to see that they were able to provide successfully because of the hard work that they went through in their life. So I do feel that Chungha may be very stressed and may be overthinking something and over-analyzing something, but she's still doing okay in her career because she's able to see that things are working out, if that makes sense. She may be internally in a lot of stress and a lot of like overthinking, but that hasn't really reached to her career. Because I don't feel her career is necessarily the source of her overthinking, but her overthinking is definitely affecting her career, if that makes sense. It's affecting her ability to focus and her ability to concentrate that energy in one project. She has her energy all scattered and her mind is very busy with other things, so she can't give the 100% she wished she could give. But that Ten of Pentacles definitely tells me that she is doing well and she's stable with her career, and because of that, that Ten of Swords hasn't reached its fullest potential of damage, if that makes sense. Like there's still a healthy balance out there. But with that said, let's just jump into her love life and see what happens there. So yeah, it seems like her career is doing well, but whatever issues she's going through, they're kind of overwhelming her. What is going on with Chungha's love life? We have preservation and connection. I'm thinking of a death and rebirth with that preservation, or it seems like a sense of healing her inner child, connecting to herself. Inner child could be what she really liked when she was young, that she pushed back as she grew older. You know, those dreams that will really, really make her happy. Working from the solar plexus and the heart. The solar plexus talks about our confidence, our happiness, and optimism and creativity, those type of things. So I do feel that Chungha may have lost connection of that optimism and may have lost sight of what she's passionate about. And because of that, she can't satisfy her heart. She can't do what she truly, truly wants because there's something holding her back, or she may have forgotten what that was. I do feel that her lack of optimism could definitely get in the way of allowing herself to see how things can get better. So what's going on in Chungha's love life? We have new moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation. So life definitely is encouraging Chungha to start feeling the magic, feeling the love, and having hope in love. Full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. And in order for Chungha to end some sort of cycle in her love life, she definitely needs to let go of something that's not working for her. So again, if she's not optimistic that things are going to get better, or she has lost hope that there's a bright future out there, I think this is affecting her love life big time. So we'll get a little bit more in depth with that when I use some tarot. So Chungha's love life, what's going on in Chungha's love life? We have third quarter moon, adjustments are required. So I think the adjustments are very clear. Bring love into the situation and let go of negativity. They kind of go hand in hand, right? If she lets go of negativity, one of the ways that she can do that is by bringing love into the situation, and those are the adjustments that are required for her love life to work. I think those are all very self-explanatory. Let's use the zodiac. So, preservation and connections. What's going on? We have Earth. So as I was saying the names of these two cards, we got Earth. So definitely stabilizing something within herself. With the preservation card, is like with these two cards, I do feel there's a sense of like Chungha finding some sort of self-love and self-connection and self-care. So this definitely feels about herself somehow. grounding herself, stabilizing herself, and focusing on herself in order to be open to love again. If there's a relationship she's thinking of or wants to get into, she may not be ready for it because of all of the burdens that she's carrying for herself and all the baggage that she may be working through right now, the shadow work that she may be doing for herself, or she should be doing, you know what I'm saying, because it definitely felt like she didn't want to be introspective and look within. But there's a sense of, with this preservation, there's a sense of having to go through nurturing type of healing for her. Nurturing herself, mothering herself somehow. So again, self-care, self-love, all of that will be a way of doing that. But it definitely feels like a death and rebirth type of thing with this preservation card, as we have death almost like pregnant with this baby. So it definitely feels like the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Here with the connection card, we have green. That's why I was talking about the heart chakra earlier. I don't know if I made that clear. But then we have a lot of orange right here with her earrings and this starfish. And orange is the sacral chakra, which talks about our sexuality, our passions, and our desires type of thing. So I do feel that in order that Chungha could connect to her heart chakra, if she just continues doing what she's passionate about, if she gives herself the time to do what she loves and all of those things. But with this earth card, you can feel the stability and the beautiful nature that comes from this earth card. So I do feel that there's a sense of grounding herself to have hope, or grounding herself to understand the transformation she's going through. So this is a sense of self-understanding and I don't know why self-worth was the thing that came up, but I guess in order for Chungha to learn about her self-worth, that could be a thing. What is going on in Chungha's love life? We have Libra, so we have a sense of balance. So Libra is a card about relationships. We have Neptune at the bottom of the deck. I think this is important. Because one of the things I was going to say with Libra is that Libra is a card about balance, of course, but it is also a card about partnerships, as we have the number 7, which the 7th house talks about partnerships in astrology. But I was going to mention that there has to be a balance between herself and her partnerships. So when I saw that Neptune was at the bottom of the deck, usually the card at the bottom of a deck symbolizes the energy the whole deck carries. So it is usually important, and you can take it if you want, but you don't have to. It always goes however you feel. And this time when I was putting the cards away, I can feel my left ear ringing, so definitely feels like it's important. When you feel ringing in your ears, it usually could be a sign that there's a spiritual message coming through. I usually feel like it's like a little bell. And they say that because people usually talk about it this way because they say that angels work in higher frequency. So we usually may not be able to hear what they're saying, but we can definitely feel it. People that are a little bit more sensitive with their ears are able to get in touch with those frequencies a lot easier. But I'm just saying that in case anyone was wondering. Maybe this will be useful to somebody out there that's watching this video. But all I'm saying is that ringing in my ear just told me that what I'm about to say is important. So I was going to mention the whole thing about equal give and take, the whole thing about having a balance between what you give to your partner and what you keep to yourself. And when I saw Neptune at the bottom of the deck, I thought it was very important, and it went very well with the Libra energy. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Neptune talks about the unknown, could talk about how do you call it? It could talk about certain addictions, or it could talk about spirituality as well and the occult. However, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is that when you have a difficult aspect with Neptune, we are talking about being under a dreamlike illusion, or being under the influence of no boundaries. And I thought that was very, very important when we were talking about this Libra energy. Neptune is the natural ruler of Pisces, so Neptune does carry the energy that Pisces has of being a dreamer, a visionary. More of a dreamer than a visionary. A visionary will be more of like an Aquarius energy, right? Someone that is able to be innovative because they're able to think outside the box. And Pisces is able to think about outside the box, but it could be a little naive, or it could be a little bit not down to earth, you know. It's like daydreaming. So when I see this Libra card right next to Neptune, it definitely feels like this sense of setting boundaries. That's what I'm getting at. I do feel that Chungha may have allowed herself to be very vulnerable with someone in her life, and because of that, she may have felt betrayed or something, and she doesn't believe in love anymore, or something along those lines. And because of that, I do feel that she may have struggled to create the appropriate boundaries to still believe in love and still believe that there's worthy connections out there. But let's just say that with this preservation, I'm starting to think that she may have put her walls up to the point that she doesn't allow love to come in because of the negativity that she's still carrying and the baggage that she's carrying. But if she brings love to herself and allows herself to understand and set up those boundaries to not allow that to happen again, then she will be able to open up to a new possibility of love and a new partner. That's kind of where I'm getting at. So let's take some tarot and see what's going on. So connections. What's going on with this card? We have the Magician. So the Magician talks about manifestation, abundance, and being able to make dreams come true almost. Because you have all the materials to make those things happen and manifest them. It's infinite possibilities for anything to happen. The Magician is the first card. It's card number 1 of the Major Arcana, which talks about a new beginning. So I do feel that life is saying that there is definitely a new beginning for Chungha in her love life, and the connection is able to manifest eventually, but I do feel that it will be easier for her to just open up and allow to go with the flow and allow for that change to happen, because it will definitely be difficult for her to believe again. But if she just allows herself to understand that, yeah, she doesn't believe, but she's still open for love to come in, then she will slowly learn that there is hope out there, and she can, you know, in a way, take that leap of faith. What's going on when she has love life? We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So there is a chance of a long-lasting relationship. When you have an ace, we're talking about a beginning again. And when we talk about pentacles, in this sense, in a relationship sense, we're talking about starting a long-lasting relationship. So one that's worth it, let's put it that way. It's definitely, if that's what she wants, of course. If she doesn't, well, then I guess it's not good. But yeah, the Ace of Pentacles is the energy of there is a chance or a new beginning to manifest, you know, to manifest a relationship that is long-lasting and it's worth it, loyal, steady, grounded, and all of that. So if that's what she wants, she can definitely get it. So let's see. The last card that we have Death in the King of Pentacles. So with the King of Pentacles and Death reverse, I do feel that Death reverse kind of shows, usually when it's upright, it talks about transformation, a death and rebirth, which I kind of saw when we saw the preservation card. But with it being reversed, I do feel there's a sense of trying to avoid this transformation or being afraid of that change. So I do feel that this is definitely a very difficult thing that Chungha is going through, letting go of that baggage and opening up for that healing to come through. So it seems to be a very natural thing. However, we have a King of Pentacles, so I do feel that that this King of Pentacles represents a person coming through. I do feel that there's when you have the King of Pentacles, we're talking about a very mature individual that knows how to work with their finances. It is an owl, so it's very knowledgeable. It could be someone that has very pretty brown eyes. As you can see, the owl has very nice brown eyes. This is a king, so again, the maturity is high up there, the wisdom is there, someone with a lot of experiences. Doesn't necessarily mean Chungha's gonna be with an old man, but it definitely shows that it is someone that has had enough experiences to understand their job, their career, their self-worth. Someone that can definitely provide, and someone that can give her a lot of stability and security. So I do feel that there is definitely someone out there for Chungha, But I do feel that she has to go through her own journey to be able to accept this person and not think, oh, is this person, what does this person want from me, or why will this person be with me? You know, those insecurities that could come true after the difficulty that she may have encountered. If it's like a sort of betrayal out there that made her not believe in love again, then definitely will make it hard for her to accept that she likes this other person. But if it's a sense of creating healthy boundaries, then it will take her a while to figure out what boundaries mean to her and how should she show them and how should she build them and all of that. So right now she has herself in a little, trapped within walls. So she's like a prisoner of her own fears, a prisoner of her own pessimism and negativity, and that baggage is the thing holding her back, you know. So I do feel that there's a sense of like she may be avoiding this change. She's not necessarily, I mean, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, so this is like an end and a beginning. We have a bunny, which talks about abundance, good luck, and fertility. So there's a sense of like there's good things coming through, but she may be denying those things from herself. She can definitely manifest this King of Cups, this King of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles is Capricorn energy, so she can definitely get an individual that will enhance her public image. It is someone that cares about their image, so this could be someone that has a very good reputation or someone that is very respected within their field of work. It doesn't necessarily have to be an artist. It doesn't even have to be an entrepreneur of sorts, because Capricorn energy is like the businessman type of energy, businesswoman out there. So it could be someone that is traditional and conventional, but not as if this is a very healthy King of Pentacles, which I believe it is, or else it wouldn't be upright. It is definitely someone that, despite having their own traditions and their own beliefs, they're not necessarily someone that suffocates other people to believe in what they believe in. It's a cardinal sign, so it's kind of like they create their own future. They work hard on that, and they focus on that more than what other people do. So this is the type of King of Pentacles energy coming through, and she can definitely manifest that if that's what she wants. If she wants this King of Pentacles or someone like that has those very good qualities, are respectable and look and sought after, she can definitely make that happen. But of course she needs to work through her own fears and open the door, or even leave a door for that King of Pentacles to come through. There is a promise of a long-lasting relationship, but it's reversed. So it definitely tells me not necessarily that the relationship is not truthful, stable, or that it's not going to happen. It's just reversed because there's a sense of denial, or there's a sense of not taking that leap of faith to start this new journey, because we have death reverse. Again, the thing holding her back from making this change happen and starting this new chapter is the idea of this death and rebirth, that transformation of getting rid of the old and bringing in the new. Get rid of the old Chungha and bring in the new experienced Chungha in. That type of energy. This section is about love, and there is a little sense of a partner, but this one definitely feels that it's all about her self-love, self-care, and self-worth. But let's jump into her healing messages and see what are like the last things coming through for her. Whatever spirit thinks is the takeaway, conclusions, or very important for her. So, healing messages for Chungha. You have the Coyote Spirit reverse with trust in divine detours. So usually this card talks about when things don't go your way is for a reason, divine protection, or better paths. So sometimes the universe can stop us from doing something because there's something better in the opposite direction, or it's just not time yet. So let's say that Chungha wanted to work on a project, and she wanted to talk about an experience that is very meaningful to her. But in order to be able to communicate that with its full experience, she needs to do the introspective work to understand herself, and therefore be able to eloquently and effectively express those ideas that she has in herself. So going from the surface level to the deep level of true understanding. So life could have thrown her in a detour of all of a sudden ideas don't go through, so writer's block, or all of a sudden whoever she wants to work with is very busy and can't work with her. Those are the divine detours of kind of like when life puts us an obstacle so we can stop, or puts us an obstacle so we can learn. So this coyote spirit reverse is kind of saying, when it says trusting the divine detours, is like if you see all of these difficulties coming through, don't see it as a threat, don't see it as a form of disillusionment. Life is not trying to discourage Chungha from moving forward and making her dreams come true. They're not trying to make it difficult on her on purpose. It's just part of the journey. It's definitely like, if things don't work out the way that you want them, it could be because you're on the right path, but that's not the right method. Or sometimes it's of those things where you are definitely going down the wrong direction. If you really want what you truly desire, it will physically materialize in this other direction or in this other method. So sometimes we have the wrong approach. Sometimes it's just a matter of waiting, because if what she wants requires other people, or if it requires herself to be in a specific mental state, then patience is the answer. The other card that we have here is Moth Spirit, Surrender Now. It's super red and orange. So red and orange makes me think of the sacral chakra and the root chakra, which talks, again, as I mentioned, the sacral chakra talks about our passions, our motivations, and our drive. And the root chakra talks about stability in our material world. So with the moth spirit, the moth makes me think of transformations as well. Moths go from being a little caterpillar to transforming into a beautiful moth. Moths have very furry bodies, and it's very cute. Sometimes I mean, because when you see it up close, you're like, that's how they look like, but from far away you see the wings and go like, wow. So with this moth spirit, I do feel with a Surrender Now that life is telling Chungha to, in conclusion, take the leap of faith. In conclusion, allow yourself to give those burdens to us. So let go of control in a way. So with the Surrender Now, this is the encouragement of, if there's something that she can't do or it's out of her power, like, it's fine to let go of the stress of that, to let go of the overthinking of that, to let go of all of that. It will eventually happen. It will eventually clarify itself, and it will eventually work in her favor. Or if it's a divine detour, it will still work in her favor despite her not knowing. So it's like, if things don't work out, it's a blessing in disguise, and don't worry your head over that. It's perfectly fine. That's how it works. That's just how things work here. In spiritual work, that's how it works. So let's see. Healing messages for Chungha. Oh, we have 2 more cards. That's fine. We have the Wolf Spirit reverse with turn knowledge into wisdom. This is very important. So this is one of the things that I kept mentioning in her current energy when we got the Hermit. And we had the Hierophant as well. There was another card that we got that I was like, oh, let me talk about. Oh, the Nine of Wands. All of those cards kind of show turn knowledge into wisdom. There's a sense of, she may see things at surface value, but she may not understand fully why they happen. So it's of those things that when we talk about the coyote spirit, she is able to see that things are not working out how she wants to. And she may have reached a point of like, I don't get it, I give up, life sucks, and boom, baya. Boom, baya. I don't know what Boombaya is about, but maybe it's important to Chungha's reading if I thought about it. So yeah, I'll leave that there in case that's important. Boombaya is not an expression I use. Yeah, so the turn knowledge into wisdom, it is all those things that she may understand that things are not working out, but she doesn't have the wisdom to understand that that's out of her control, that's out of her power. She should let that go, right? Very simple. This kind of made me think of I saw this once in my English class. My teacher wrote on the board like I guess a quote of something. I don't know from where. I just read it and I thought it was very smart. The whole idea of those that have knowledge brag about it, and those that have wisdom understand what it is that they don't know. I missed one part. Those that have knowledge brag about what they know, and those that have wisdom understand what they don't know. And I always thought that was funny. Not funny, but not funny as in like let me laugh about this, but funny as in that's an interesting thing. And I'm talking about that because it's those things that she may have the information, the first-hand information of what's going on, but if she doesn't apply the core information or knowledge that has, then she's not able to bring the true wisdom of that knowledge. So I do feel like that's kind of important. So we have the bad spirit. Number 5 is a number of change, as we have right here, 5. A bad spirit, and it says a rebirth is assured. So if she resists the change or not, it doesn't really matter. It's going to happen regardless of what she thinks. So it's just, I think she can speed it up if she just allows herself to let go of control. If she, when I talk about control, it's of those things like she may be like, oh, things are not working out, it's fine, I'll figure out a different way. I think life is putting a lot of like obstacles so like that she can take a break of sorts, or so like that she can relax and think things through a little bit better. So I think that the rebirth is assured kind of just says that Chungha will definitely have that death and rebirth moment, you know, like a phoenix rise from the ashes type of thing. So there is definitely hope. Like she will definitely go through that transformation, but it will be easier if she lets go and allows for the flow and the change to happen to her, and she doesn't necessarily have to force it. I do feel that if she forces it, she's kind of creating that friction that we saw in her career, in the sense of she will be overthinking things in such a way that she doesn't allow herself to just feel them. I think this is a matter of feeling and understanding. So her overthinking shouldn't be, how do I solve this issue? Her overthinking should be, okay, how do I learn from this? I think there's a lot of good things happening for her, but they're in pause right now so that she can learn from the difficulties she has already experienced, if that makes sense. So good things are definitely ready for her. She may just not be able to see them. You know, those times it happens that when you clean house, and when I mean clean house, I don't mean it literally. I mean when you have energy, stagnant energy, and you get rid of it. Sometimes what happens is that as people, we have made the space already, but then we start grieving and mourning at the fact that there's this empty spot in our hearts or whatever. And because of that, we don't allow for the new blessings to come through. You know, the reason why we make space for in the first place. So I do feel that right now Chungha is in the stage where she is feeling very sad or doesn't even want to acknowledge what has left her. But if she had the wisdom, she will understand that it's okay to feel what she's feeling, and it's perfectly fine that she can't let go of that emptiness that she feels right now. But she should also learn that there is something better going out there, and that better thing is that now she has the knowledge to not make that mistake again. I don't think it's a mistake. Just because things didn't work out the way that she had expected it doesn't mean it's a mistake. It's a learning experience. Again, another form of wisdom. So let's just take out some cards and see what the tea leaf have to say to wrap it up. We have the archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. So yeah, it's very clear that there's something good happening. It's on the way. Chungha may just be stuck right now, healing. The other card I just flipped was pin, new job or career. So definitely a new project is coming through. We have the star, guaranteed success. So whatever new opportunity comes true or project that comes true, it will be successful. It is definitely here to stay and be good, if that makes sense. So good things are definitely on the way. There's hope, and I think life wants her to have hope. We have flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. So since Chungha is going through a difficult period right now, it will be very easy for her to lower her standards in the sense of like resignation, right? Things are not going the way that she wants them. Oh well, I'll just satisfy myself with the situation I'm currently in, right? But life definitely wants her to be ambitious. Life wants her to move forward, wants her to look up into the sky, to look up at the potential possibilities. Life really is encouraging her to not lose hope and to not give up. And one of the ways that she could give up is just accepting the situation she's in and not transform. So life is kind of telling her to have patience for the transformation to happen before she settles in the situation that she's in. So let's see, healing messages for Chungha. Oi, I'll take them though. We have Diamond. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. I think the gift she could be given is her talent, and the gift that she's receiving could be reassurance of sorts. I don't know. To me, that felt very clear. When I think of a diamond, I always think of how diamonds are created under a lot of pressure. When I mean pressure, I mean like weight of sorts. If you put a lot of pressure within something, I forget what it is, you create a diamond. So to me, that's a metaphor of going through hardships and difficulties are just shaping her to be a polished treasure. We have bat again. Take care, enemies are working against you. I think the enemies are not manifested in people, but I do feel that right now her worst enemy is her mind. So that death and rebirth is going to happen, and that bat is here. This other bat is here just kind of warning her that she is going to still go through a couple of difficulties and to just be aware of that. We have August. So maybe by Leo season or in August of next year potentially, she will be encountering that rebirth. So she may have hope again, or we will all see how she has grown from this experience. I do feel like currently she's going through like the difficulties of it, but by August maybe things will get better and she will be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel for sure. We also have Cain. Pay attention to your health. Again, this made me think of the 10 of Swords and how I mentioned that she's overthinking and overanalyzing the situation, but it hasn't reached the physical form. So I do feel that life is telling her to definitely let go of the things that are holding her back, or else she will reach a breaking point. She may have not reached it yet, but she's getting very close. So I do feel that this Cain is just a warning to let her know that now is a very good time to relax and actually relax, you know, take a break from work, maybe potentially. She doesn't really have to, she just has to listen to her mind, and not in a way of overanalyzing, but in a way of healing, you know, understanding it for sure, like listening to it and be like, I understand your fears, I understand where you're coming from, how can I overcome that, or it's okay, and allowing herself to feel, if that makes sense. So this is all those things that is like, if she doesn't go through that, she will definitely just cause a very uncomfortable or difficult moment in her health, because it will start showing through and manifesting. So we have Ats. For a moment, when I saw the word, it just didn't compute in my mind. I was like, that's not how the word looks. But yeah, forces working against you. There is 3 cards that kind of talk about a force going against her, which made me think of the friction card that we saw in her career. So I do feel that life is definitely saying that things are going to be challenging, it's going to be difficult, but the reason why they're challenging and difficult is because that's the learning experience that she's going through, and it's very important for her because there's a reason why it's difficult, right? When you go through a period that's very, very difficult, is because she's going against the current of what she usually believes in, right? Or like the current is the path that she is naturally going to go through, but her going against it is her resistance to change, or her resistance because of fears and stuff like that, or it happens, it's normal. So I do feel that it's very difficult right now because it's a big thing she's going through, because it's it's a transformation for her alone, if that makes sense. So I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for everyone who watched this video. I hope you learned from this or understood this, and if not, I hope you found this entertaining or all of that. I don't know how else to word it. I hope you guys send a lot of love and healing to Chungha, so like that this moment where she may have a lot of insecurities or may have a lot of like this fussiness going around in her mind can slowly clear itself up, and she's able to see things in a way that is a lot more manageable for her and a lot more focused, so like that she can have like that direction and path that she can comfortably walk through and go through those transformations a little bit easier, you know, to ease that change. So please send her a lot of love and continue supporting her. Thank you so much for everyone that watched this video and supported my channel by watching it. This is a lengthy one, of course, so thank you if you stayed until the very end, and if not, that's perfectly fine. You probably didn't watch this so that's fine. Feel free to like and comment in this video if you want. If there's anything to say, feel free to say it, and if not, that is perfectly fine. I will see you on the next one, whenever that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye. You can have a cute penguin waving as a form of cuteness.